Kadena, I still love this crypto, but here is my main concern. Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here, welcome back to the channel for a long anticipated update on Kadena. So in today's video, we're of course going to update the charts. I'm going to talk to you about how I'm feeling about the current market state of Kadena. I'm also going to let you know my current thoughts on why I haven't been too focused on covering Kadena for the past couple of months or so. It's not doing as well as other altcoins that we cover on the channel, but I believe this narrative is going to change around in the next few weeks to the next few months, and this is going to give us an amazing potential 100x return on our investments for KDA. But first of all, I want to let you know why at this moment in time I have some concerns and why I'm not too focused on Kadena at this very moment in time. Let's dive right into this. So let's explain why right now I'm not too focused on Kadena. Let's start off on the Bitcoin chart. Now, since the Bitcoin ETFs have gone live, we've seen a slight correction back down to the downside. A lot of this has been eaten up and the market structure is still creating higher lows and higher highs. Bitcoin has really been leading the market for the past couple of months or so, and you can see that with the price of Bitcoin, obviously now at $43,000. And the Bitcoin dominance, which has been in a massive bull run since about September, just increasing to the upside right now at 52.4%. We saw a correction about a couple of weeks ago, but the Bitcoin dominance is still moving back up to the upside. Now, while the Bitcoin dominance is moving up, this is a clear sign that we have not yet seen a proper alt season. However, while we have not seen a textbook alt season in the form of Bitcoin and altcoins moving up while the Bitcoin dominance is coming down, that's typically what you see when a major alt season happens. Altcoins rally hard while the Bitcoin dominance comes to the downside while Bitcoin trades sideways. We haven't seen this yet. However, there has been an alt season for one particular altcoin, and that is Solana. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this move from the bottom that played out all the way down here at $8 to where we are at this moment in time, not even up to the high, to where we are at right now, around about $105. We've seen a Solana rally of 1,200%. And I'm sure a lot of people have been looking at Kadena, and a lot of people who are solely focused on Kadena are probably quite happy with the move from 40 cents to $1. However, Kadena from the lows is up 150%. Solana against the lows is up 1,200%. So at this moment in time, this is one of the reasons why on this channel I've really been solely focused on the altcoin market, just looking at Solana, because it's a blue chip crypto. It's in the top 5, meaning the risk on this crypto is inherently lower than a lot of the altcoins which have a lower market cap than this. That's just common sense. This is a blue chip crypto, but it's outperforming like absolutely crazy. It's leaving everything in the dust, and there's a clear narrative right now with Solana Summer. Everything that's happening on Solana is going absolutely crazy. Now, the reason for this, of course, after all that FTX FUD, after FTX has started selling, a lot of the bearish narratives have gone on Solana. There haven't been any outages on the network whatsoever. There's been a massive increase in adoption. We've been talking about this in our recent videos. And quite recently, a lot of the hype created in the past month or so has been around the dupe airdrop for Solana. If you've been invested in Kadena and you've seen this slight move to the upside from 40 cents to $1, that's great. However, during that same time period, Solana has massively outperformed. And if you've been playing on the Solana ecosystem, you've been getting airdrops left, right, and center. First of all, we got the mock dupe airdrop. That was only about a week ago. The other day, we got the when airdrop. Currently, that is over $100 per airdrop allocation, and some people like myself have 10, 20 wallets which are allocated to that. So a lot of people have been making lots of money on mock dupe airdrops. They've been getting money from the when airdrop, and tomorrow we have the dupe airdrop. Now, all of these airdrops is creating a lot of hype and boosting the narrative for Solana right now, and that's why you're seeing really Solana leading the altcoin market. And this is why at this moment in time I've been solely focused on Solana. Now, like I said, I'm not fading this move for Kadena. 40 cents up to $1 was a very nice move if you managed to catch that. That's a 150% rally. However, if you've parked your capital in other assets, other altcoins are outperforming Kadena. This is the main thing that I want to share with you before we do dive into today's, KDA segment particularly. Now, this is Solana against Bitcoin, almost at new all-time highs. This is Solana against Ethereum, almost at new all-time highs. This is Solana against Matic, a supposed Solana killer, almost at new all-time highs. And this is Solana against Kadena. Now, if we come back over to the Kadena chart, you can see Kadena put in its official bear market low at 40 cent on the 18th of October. And since then, it's had a 150% rally. So let's go over to the daily time frame on Solana against Kadena, and let's find that local low on the 18th of October. This is when Kadena put its bottom in. And a lot of people have been very happy since 40 cent. A lot of people have been saying, you know, oh, Cowboy, you missed the bottom at 40 cent, even though I've been, you know, heavily playing in the Solana ecosystem. So I parked my capital in Solana. I didn't park it in Kadena. And as you can see, if you parked your money in Solana instead of Kadena, you know, yes, Kadena did 150% gain, but Solana against Kadena has done an 85% gain. So on top of that 150% on the US dollar pair, you've got 150% rally against the US dollar pair, and then you've got a further 85% rally on Solana against KDA. Meaning while KDA has gone up 150%, Solana has gone up 235%. So this is really the main concern that I have with parking my capital in Kadena right now. I'm seeing a clear narrative on the Solana ecosystem. I'm seeing more gains being made in the Solana ecosystem. And you can look at this and you can say, hey, yeah, sure, Solana's outperformed KDA on the US dollar pair by about 85%, but that's not taking into account the mock dupe airdrop or the when airdrop or the dupe airdrop, which is coming out tomorrow. So at this moment in time, like I said, I'm not trying to shit on Kadena or anything. I'm going to talk about why I think Kadena is a really good project and why I'm very bullish on it in a second. But at least as of right now, I just want to highlight to you why I'm focused on Solana and why I think the narrative is really in Solana's favor. Solana, however, let's move on to some bullish points that I want to talk about for Kadena. Solana's a blue chip altcoin. It's the number 5th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. It's at 45 billion. However, Kadena, we can argue and say, hey, in the future it may be a blue chip. I would argue that as well. I'd say, hey, in the future, in this bull run, I see Kadena probably going up to the top 25 in terms of market cap. Now, right now, it's not a blue chip. It's the 172 largest cryptocurrency. I think it's a very good cryptocurrency, but I wouldn't say cryptos that are beyond, the top 25, the top 30 or so would be blue chips. So right now, Solana has a very large market cap. It's outperforming Kadena. So the risk to reward is just crazy. You're getting less risk by investing in a blue chip like Solana, and you're currently getting more reward. So me parking my money in Kadena at this moment in time for all the reasons I talked about just isn't making sense. However, after a lot of these airdrop narratives die out on the Solana ecosystem, and once that Solana narrative becomes a little bit saturated, that doesn't mean Solana can't do well. I think Solana is going to $1,000 this market, but from where we are right now, that's about a 10x, and that's a very respectable move for Solana to move up to $1,000. However, Kadena has a market cap of 260 million. If we're going to move up to a market similar to where Solana is right now, we could see 170x gain. Now, let's talk a little bit more conservative. This is Kadena's, proper real first cycle. Yes, it was around last cycle. It came around very, very late. It didn't have too much time to build, but I do like this project. It's backed by JP Morgan. It's got a small market cap. I like the fundamentals. I like the tokenomics. I like everything about this project. I like it very much. At a $260 million market cap, 100x gain is very conservative. That's 26 billion. If it's going to compete with Solana, if it's going to compete with Ethereum, I really think $26 billion market cap is going to be very conservative. Now, there's inflation in Kadena, so let's say it goes to 30 billion, and then that's going to be around about $100 Kadena. That's 100x from where we are right now. So there's definitely good risk to reward in Kadena, and that's exactly what I want to say. For it to move up to Sol's all-time high, that would be a 300x. Now, I don't think it's going to do that. I think that's at least not in this cycle. Maybe in the next cycle, how people hypothesize that Ethereum is one cycle behind Bitcoin. And let's say some people hypothesize that Solana is one cycle behind Ethereum. People could also hypothesize, hey, Kadena might be 1 or 2 cycles behind Solana. It's definitely possible. I don't think it's going to $300 or $200. I think $100 is a very nice price target for Kadena. And, I am going to be eyeing up this price target. However, those were my concerns. This is why, at least at this moment in time, I've been focused on Solana. Once again, to wrap up my whole thoughts on this, I think at some point very, very soon, in the next few weeks, in the next 2 months or so, I think when we see the Bitcoin take a huge rally to the upside, and then it's probably going to stall out. I've been saying this on my channel. I think in the next 2 months, Bitcoin's probably going to see a huge move to the upside to like 53k to fill a CME gap. And then let's say from that point in time, Bitcoin does that huge rally, hits 53, 55,000. At some point in time, it's probably going to stall out. It's probably going to correct for quite some time. And at that point in time, that may be when we see the Bitcoin dominance crash and we see a major alt season. And after that point, yes, Solana can do very well, but Kadena has a lot more of a moonshot once it finally finds its bottom. Now let's talk about if it has finally found its bottom, because I'm not 100% convinced on this. Now on the weekly time frame, things are looking very 50-50. We are above the 50 TMA. You can see if you manage to enter a trade, once we got above that 50 TMA, this is a strategy that we talked about for Bitcoin, the best Bitcoin strategy that we back tested over on Bloomberg. We've got a video on this, just type in best Bitcoin strategy on my YouTube channel. But above the 50 TMA on the weekly time frame, you can see we had a very, very nice move to the upside. This move was very inherently called. It did a nice rally. Once again, Solana did a better rally than Kadena, but let's move on from there because I don't want people to think I'm just bashing Kadena. I'm just looking at the markets. Honestly, I want to put my money where it's going to get the best bang for its buck. And at some point, that will be Kadena. As of right now, not so much. Kadena has had a nice move from 40 cents all the way up to $1.70. It rallied into this previous resistance, and since then it has been coming back down to the downside. Now, if we do come over to the daily time frame, you can see there's two different ways that you could spin this. Now, first of all, we are looking a little bit choppy. We've had a horrible rejection from $1.70, a horrible rejection on this weekly time frame, and we are starting to move back down to the downside. One thing that I do want to pull up for Kadena is what's happening on the KDA BTC pair, because while Kadena has been doing all right, you know, it's only been in the past month or so that we could have left this perceived Kadena bear market against Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is obviously the leader in the market right now. Like we said, Bitcoin dominance is rising. Alts are not really standing too much of a chance against this, and if we're looking at Kadena against Bitcoin, you can see this is a very, very clear bear market up until December. December, we had a very nice rally back up to the upside, and coming into January, we're already destroying a lot of those gains that Kadena has made against Bitcoin and, of course, against Solana. So this is, once again, one of my main concerns. It's doing good against the US dollar, but look at the altcoin market. Look at gold. Look at silver. Look at Solana. Look at meme coins. Look at NFTs. Everything's doing well against the US dollar right now, apart from XRP. But that being said, 40 cents up to $1 is not a huge rally considering its market cap. Now, on the daily time frame, I really do think right now is the decision time for Kadena. Like I said, at some point in time, I think the narrative is going to change where the Solana rally becomes a little bit saturated. I still think Solana goes to $1,000, but at some point, you know, Kadena is such a small market cap. If it succeeds this bull run, it's going to outperform Solana. That's just a given. At least right now, as we discussed, you know, this is Sol USD against KDA USD. That is really not the case. You know, Kadena is very close to making new bear market lows against Solana. That's just the fact of the matter. We could be potentially forming a bullish pennant on Kadena, and here's where I really think the decision time comes into fruition. Now, there's a few different things you could say about this. Now, number one, the thing that you could say that is bullish is that we are in a bullish pennant right now. We are making higher lows and we are making higher highs. However, if we're pulling up the 50 TMA, just like this most recent rally at 46 cents was called on the 50 TMA strategy, the way this works is if you have a bullish close above the TMA, you enter a long. If you have a bearish close underneath the 50 TMA, you enter a short. You can see, bingo, we would be in a short according to the 50 TMA strategy. Back here, you would have made crazy gains based on the 50 TMA. On the weekly time frame, if you entered along here, you would have entered along at 73 cents and had incredible gains up to $1.70. So I really do think the TMA is a very good strategy for all cryptocurrencies. Now, looking at this, so far 50-50. We're in a bullish pennant, however, we're underneath the 50 TMA. If we're pulling up the Bollinger Bands on the daily time frame, we just, in the past couple of weeks or so, well, last month, we exceeded the top of the Bollinger Bands, which is normally a sign of very, very clear overextension. This rally was unsustainable. It happened too quick, too fast, and that's why we're eating away a lot of the gains very, very quickly. On the weekly time frame as well, recently, in the past few weeks, we exceeded the top of the Bollinger Bands, and as you can see, we are still at the top of the Bollinger Bands. The heart line is down here at around about 76 cents, and considering how close we are to the top of the Bollinger Bands, and the fact that we're sitting around about $1 right now, which is really the level that people have their eyes on, I don't think that looks too good either. Now, if we come back over to the daily, what you can see, if we get rid of the Bollinger Bands, we get rid of the 50 TMA, what you can see is the daily EMA ribbons are tightening right now. We're getting stuck in a very clear range. Underneath us is $1. That is the psychological level that you absolutely want to hold. Beneath us as well, $1.01 is the long-term moving average on the daily EMA ribbons. You want to hold that. So really, all eyes are on $1 right now. Whether Kadena is going to start outperforming Solana is really hinging on what happens within this pattern at this moment in time within the next week or so. So coming into around about the 5th of February, this is going to be decision time. At that moment in time, you could see the short-term moving average on the EMA ribbons converge into this trend line, which is the bullish pennant, and also converge into the apex of this little zone here, where we're either going to decide, are we breaking to the upside of this, or are we going to lose $1? At this moment in time, my personal thoughts on this, based on everything we've talked about, and also if we pull up the stochastic RSI, if it wants to turn up, where's the stochastic RSI? Boom, here we go. The stochastic RSI on the daily time frame, considering how flat we are right now, I think this is going to get ready for a turn back down to the downside. Now, often when you kind of rally up to this 30 mark on the stock, this is decision time. Either you continue and you have a very, very nice rally, or there have been instances, you know, like here or over here, where you kind of start to stall out around this region, and you know, you can see significant corrections happen. So based on everything here, it's decision time. On the weekly time frame as well, we're sitting above the weekly EMA ribbons, which is a bullish sign. However, the stochastic RSI is crashing, and the price is crashing since the stock topped. We've got a lot of room to move to the downside, potentially on the weekly stochastic RSI. So this is decision time, ladies and gentlemen. This is really the point of time where we've been waiting for Kadena. This is either the time to enter a trade if we manage to hold $1, or if we don't manage to hold $1, we might just roll back down to new lows. So I don't want to dampen everyone's parade. I know a lot of people who watch my YouTube channel, they're here just for Kadena. I know that. I know you don't want me to say this, but looking at the chart, I'm still just not 100% convinced that Kadena is in a really bullish position. And even if it is, we're not seeing a Kadena summer. We're not seeing an altcoin summer. We're seeing Kadena bleed out against Bitcoin. We're seeing Kadena almost make new bear market lows against Solana. Right now, I'm just seeing with the Solana ecosystem and with the Bitcoin spot ETF, I'm just seeing better narratives elsewhere. Now, once again, at some point in time, when that alt season approaches, I think Kadena is going to do very, very well. I think a lot of whether Kadena is going to do very, very well in the next couple of weeks or the month is going to be dependent on what happens in the next 7 days. If Kadena does not manage to hold this $1 mark, things could get very, very ugly very, very quickly. And once again, my DCA levels are still down here at 30 cents. If they don't hit, if Kadena shows me that we're going to have a bullish impulse from $1 and we start to break up to the upside, that might change my thoughts on the Solana narrative in the immediate short term. Once again, I don't necessarily want to predict too much. I'm really just happy still sitting on the sidelines. So I hope you understand. Once again, don't throw rocks through my window. I love Solana. I love Kadena. I think they're both going to do very well. But at the end of the day, I want to make the most money. And whatever altcoin is showing me the best narrative, that's what I'm going to go for in the immediate short term. That's all I've got for today, my friends. As always, it's been your boy Cowboy Trades. Hope you enjoyed the update. I'll try to keep you more updated from now on. I'm out. Peace.